So we right now are in wonderful Kachemak Bay, Alaska.
We've been pretty happy to live here and grow up here.
I grew up digging clams here. They are the favorite food of many people in our communities, especially our native communities across the bay.
When we first moved here, you could go across the bay and within a few minutes have 2 buckets of clams. In the mid-'80s, that died off, and in the early 2000s, the rest of Kachemak Bay has started to die off for clams.
There used to be a lot of Dungeness and tanner crab. Both of those are gone. Shrimp's gone. There's not much left out here to make a living at if you're a commercial fisherman.
Today, the beauty of Kachemak Bay holds on. Fishing and tourism remain the drivers of the local economy, but many commercial fishermen and local clammers are still hoping their resources will bounce back from decades of closures and depleted stocks. Local, state, federal, and tribal stakeholders are looking for answers and solutions.
Something that's helped us tremendously in the past couple of years is that Kachemak Bay got designated by NOAA as a habitat focus area. And that really enables us to take our efforts and combine them a little bit more smartly with some of the partners that we've been working with for a long time.
Kachemak Bay contains all the different marine habitats that exist in the Gulf of Alaska. From glacially fed estuaries to open ocean-like conditions, from salt marshes to kelp forests, and clam-supporting mudflats to some of the most diverse rocky intertidal in the world. And all this exists in this 40-mile bay, which makes it a natural laboratory for studying changes throughout the Gulf of Alaska.
So some of the ways we're trying to understand these changes is oceanographic monitoring, looking at temperature and salinity and dissolved oxygen and turbidity and light. We also do vertical tows for zooplankton, and we collect surface water for phytoplankton. So really trying to understand these different pieces of the marine ecosystem, how they work, how they change in space and time.
Another research focus is understanding the baseline of what's in Kachemak Bay now so change can be documented. This includes taking existing mapping data of the sea floor and combining it with drop camera surveys. For shallower waters, divers embark on more thorough surveys and also look for invasive species.
Invasive species are a non-native species that will come into an area and then they can either outcompete or fill a niche and make it so that the native species can't survive. We've been doing dive surveys in areas that have a lot of traffic or a lot of incoming boats. We want to be able to know if things are being brought in. We also want to know if things are changing.
The other piece of what we do is in the intertidal. So you look at the percent cover, look at the different species of kelp. It's a measure of the biodiversity. One example that we've seen in the past couple years is that we've lost the sea stars. And not just here in Kachemak Bay, but also in other parts of the northern Gulf of Alaska.
Understanding these systems is critical in changing times. The past couple years have also seen significant warming in Kachemak Bay and throughout Alaska. In addition, ocean acidification is on the rise, fish populations have changed, and toxic algae blooms have become more frequent.
I think that having a habitat focus area established here gives us a springboard to address these human health issues. It really changed from a dream to a reality as far as coordinating among all of our partners.
Today, a collaborative monitoring program is in place, and results are shared with the community to warn people from harvesting toxic shellfish. The scientific community is also working together to raise clams at a nearby hatchery, which are outplanted in Kachemak Bay. These trials will help nail down the best locations and habitat types for future restoration. And all these efforts are centered around engaging the community.
What we like to do with our public outreach is really instill a sense of stewardship and appreciation for the ecosystem and the animals within it. And by doing that, we help develop conservation ethic at an early age.
The focus for Kachemak Bay going forward is resilience. Resilience for the community and for the ecosystem in a changing world. And the more information the habitat focus area digs up, the more prepared decision makers will be for future resource use, conservation, and restoration throughout the Gulf of Alaska.
So the bottom line to a lot of the research we're doing is we're really trying to keep people safe. And it's taking the data that's out there and having it used better for the management of the resources that we care about.